to the gentleman from Arizona, Mr. Biggs.
The gentleman from Arizona is recognized for 4 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I thank the gentleman from Washington, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak on this important issue. I'm an Arizona native. I grew up in southern Arizona, and trips to the southern Arizona border were not infrequent and not unusual. I've gone from San Luis to Naco to Nogales to Agua Prieta. I've been along the border many times, most recently just a couple months ago. And during that time, I used it as kind of a fact-finding expedition. I wanted to know what people who live right along the border talk about and think about as we in Congress consider things like a presidential promise to build a wall. Even in this bill, a partial wall, a good start. Well, I'll tell you what I know is that the #1 drug and human smuggling corridor in the United States of America is through the Tucson sector. That's right through the heart of the Arizona-Mexican border. It impacts literally 75 to 80 miles into the border. What we have is where we have wilderness preserves, our agents can't go in. They don't go in, and yet roadways are cut in this pristine desert by those who enter from the cartels, cutting roads with their vehicles that they know that our agents cannot traverse. So I'm familiar with the area. I'm familiar with the issue. I had the privilege of talking to Border Patrol agents over the last few years, but in particular the last time I was at the border. And I talked to a number of them. I wondered what the men and women what they think who actually service the border for us. I asked them whether they supported a wall. It was 100%, it was unanimous. They want a wall. They want additional infrastructure. They want a road that parallels that wall so they can get to the access, so they can have access to that wall and make the apprehensions that they need to. I talked to ranchers and farmers. It was unanimous then as well. Everyone wanted that wall, all recognizing the need for additional infrastructure of a roadway. When you go to various portions of the border now, it is a single strand of wire. You can walk, you can step over it. We had one of the ranchers, an 81-year-old gentleman, demonstrate how he crawls underneath the wire at 81 years of age. Where there is small areas of fencing outside Nogales, either side from Nogales, that has cut down the number of folks who come that way. But since that wall, that fence, only goes about 3 or 4 miles on each side of the city, what happens is there's a flood of people who come around that fence. A border wall is important, it's imperative, and those of us who feel the direct brunt of the influx of people who come across the border, whether for hostile or benign intentions, we feel very strongly that a border wall would benefit our state. So I'm pleased to support this initiative, and I can tell you that my constituency also supports this initiative. And with that, I urge everyone to support this, and I yield back the balance of my time. Thank you very much.